A lot of what's going on with this pandemic has been completely manufactured. Now, that's not secret. It's not new information. A lot of you guys have been able to pick up on that as of lately. There's a lot more to the story that meets the eye. Perhaps one of the most moronic narratives that I've, as it was unfolding, I was like, this doesn't make sense, was that companies, hospital, which they're in the business of making money as well. So to think that they can't be definitely corrupt in terms of definitely when the money's coming from the state, like with housing or having these COVID patients, to think that wouldn't happen and they wouldn't adjust their policy to do that is completely moronic, because they think that the medical industry is just, no, they just care about saving lives and helping people. Therefore, there could be no corruption. But one of those moments where it gained legs that didn't make any sense almost immediately was you had two simultaneous arguments that were taking place, or let's say talking points. One, okay, starting on X date, mass amounts of it basically was going to be a requirement for people that worked in the medical industry, from the nurses on down, doctors on down, to be required to be vaccinated for COVID-19 and work. Now, you had that narrative happening, all while the narrative started to ramp back up. We went away for a little bit, but it started to ramp back up of overwhelmed hospitals and capacity issues. That's weird. So you mean to tell me with this Delta variant and all of what's going on, you're willing to fire a bunch of hospital staff that you would need during the time that is most crucial? That doesn't make a lot of fucking sense. So something's going on. I have a story for you happening out of Texas that kind of speaks to this, being covered by Fee. As the title states in their article, massive nurse shortage hits Houston weeks after 150 unvaccinated nurses and hospital workers were fired. Jennifer Bridges knew what was coming when her director at Houston Methodist Hospital called her up in June to inquire about her vaccination status. This is coming from Jennifer Bridges. This is a story about her 39-year-old registered nurse. Responded absolutely not when asked if she was vaccinated, and was terminated on the spot. We all knew we were getting fired. And look, like I've been saying, if you are working in these industries that are trying to require you to get a jab, make them fire you. You can look for alternative sources of income. If you think that that's going to be the inevitable, make them fucking fire you. Make them have to go on record doing it. So we know why. We knew unless we took that shot to come back, we were getting fired today. There were no ifs, ands, or buts. Bridges was one of more than 150 hospital workers fired by Houston Methodist Hospital. All last year, through COVID pandemic, we came to work and did our jobs, says Carl Shepard, a labor and delivery nurse who joined Bridges and other workers in an unsuccessful lawsuit. We did what we asked. This year, we're basically told we're disposable. You were disposable all along. It was just a certain narrative that was being perpetuated. You're the heroes and all of that. And it was only because they felt that they could use you as you are a means to an end. Please send help now. Shepard and her colleagues may be disposable in the eyes of the hospital administrators, but they are perhaps not as easily replaced as she or Houston Methodist thought. 2 months after firing unvaccinated hospital staff, Houston Methodist is one of several hospitals experiencing a severe shortage of medical personnel. Media reports say hospitals have reached a breaking point because of flood of COVID-19 cases. In an editorial published Tuesday, the Houston Chronicle said 25 county hospital areas that include Houston had more patients in hospital beds, more than 2,700 than at any point in 2021. That doesn't mean that they're overwhelmed, but you get they're starting to reach those higher capacities, which, to be fair, a lot of times in every flu season and all around the country, they have to operate like that. Otherwise, they be fucking bleeding money. Please send help now, says Dr. George Williams, who is the chief ICU medical officer for LBJ Hospital. While most media reports focus on LBJ Hospital, reports also make it clear other hospitals, including Houston Methodist, are experiencing similar struggles. The Houston Chronicle says Harris Health System, which includes LBJ, is short of 250 nurses, while the University of Texas Medical Branch has requested an additional 100 nurses to help the staff shortages at 4 hospitals. So this is you can continue to go read that. It's over at Phoebe and wrote by John Miltimore. But really, this is what we need to discuss. Was that manufactured? And I guess that's a tough question to answer, right? Was it done by design? This makes no sense, guys. Why would you fire when you think that, oh, this Delta variant, it's infectious, people are infectious, it's so bad? Why on earth will you fire people who are likely immune and already caught it, by the way? Why would you fire people that are necessary? So it's either this shit is bullshit altogether, or that you wanted to manufacture a crisis. I don't know. Either way, it was ill-advised. And either way, yes, like was being discussed here, that's what so many people are going to focus on. Look at the hospitals. They're overwhelmed. See, you unvaccinated idiots, blah, blah, blah. But wait a minute. Hold on just a minute. Why the fuck are you firing, or why were you firing? Why did you fire all of these hospital staffs, which includes nurses that would have been able to help with this supposed crisis? That doesn't make any sense. So I'll leave you guys to answer that, because I don't know. I think it could be a combination of both. Are they trying to manufacture this to the point to where they're trying to make this seem way worse than what it is? Right? Or is this a case of just being fucking stupid? Right? Being so stupid, and the ideological, even philosophical, but especially political lines have been drawn on behalf of the vaccine, right? It was more like you could take it to this person because you felt this types of people were likely to get the vaccine, these types of people were not. So you think that you're taking it to them by requiring them to have a vaccine. But when you think about it, it doesn't make sense in your own avenue and industry, because the people that you're so wary so much about overwhelmed hospitals and overwhelmed hospital workers, who, by the way, TikTok and shit, but you get it. Yet you are willing to fire a big block of them. That's an irrational thing, but you can't help but look at that and say, okay, what the fuck else is going on here? You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.